Dueling disturbances in the Atlantic, we now have Tropical Storm Umberto and Invest 94L. It could bring impacts to the southeast coast as we head into this weekend and the beginning of next week.
And we are waking up to another messy day in the eastern half of the country. Most of this rain is beneficial. Today's storms are coming with the risk of tornadoes, and just ahead, where and when Mother Nature could make your travel plans difficult.
This is America's Morning Headquarters. I'm meteorologist Stephanie Abrams alongside meteorologist Lynette Charles and Jim Cantori. And Jim, one of the models that usually handles tropical weather pretty good is giving us a run for our money on what's going to happen with 94L.
It really is, Steph. I think this is going to...
Anyhow, to the maps we go, and we do actually have a flash flood warning here into Rhode Island. That's where we've had some of that heaviest of rain. The rain also into Pennsylvania, all the way up into New England. But look at this rain coming down. It is mad. So this is Providence. North Kingston's right about here-ish. We're going to be adding more rain to that, by the way. So we will see those totals go up. In fact, in the Northeast, there's actually a lot of juice in the atmosphere to be squeezed out. So that's one of the reasons that we have that flash flood warning. And we have had reports of heavy rain and flash flooding. Today, we are going to see severe weather potentially here along the I-95 corridor. Damaging wind gusts will be the biggest threat, but we can't rule out a tornado because we do have a pretty intense low-level jet that's going to be jamming into the area. And as we head through the day, especially in the afternoon, you're going to have the low-level jet combined with those jet level winds. So there's a lot of wind energy coming into the Northeast today. Heavy flooding is also a possibility through tomorrow morning, but things improve as we head into our Friday. Temperatures, a lot of us into the 60s starting off the day. Clouds and rain keep it definitely on the soggy side. Still our flash flood warnings here on the border of Kentucky and Ohio along the Ohio River Valley. And there have been reports of some flooded roads. So that's something to keep note of. There's your localized 1 to 2 inches an hour. That could cause some isolated flash flooding. And that is due to the fact that we have so much moisture and this upper level energy in the atmosphere to help squeeze it out, and our surface feature and the strong winds that are going to be coming in. So there's a lot going on in the atmosphere here, and it's going to stay messy as we head throughout the day today and obviously get worse for the areas shaded in red from Massachusetts down into Richmond. You see this line of storms here. These are the ones that could potentially take down some trees for you and make things a little bit on the gnarly side for us. And that is going to continue as we head into the overnight in Richmond. Tomorrow, much better. Still warm, though, still above average. And we need this rain desperately. Our drought is getting worse. We have a new drought monitor that comes out this morning during the 9 o'clock hour. So we will update this as soon as the data comes in. And notice we've got rain, but we need a lot more over these areas, especially where we have that severe and extreme drought, Lynette.
All right, Steph, go ahead and kind of break
we'll
this
get that
down.
chance of an isolated severe thunderstorm. I'm sorry, Steph.
That's all right. That's all right. Behind us, so much drier air, which is great with that orange shade.
We'll get a chance to get a little bit of a break.
The whole country really stays pretty quiet with the exception of the southeast.
Yeah, I'm
for the weekend.
Taking my eyes off the southeast.
No, nobody's taking their eyes off the southeast, that's for sure. We have dry air. We have all of this energy in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere. There's a lot going on here. We've got jet energy coming in. There's going to be low-level jet energy also coming into the northeast. So that's why we have that threat for severe weather. And what happens is the northern part of this energy rips off and gets taken away, but the southern part stays into the southeast, and that's what keeps us unsettled. We also have the surface feature that's really popping off this morning here into the Gulf. And then this weekend, what is going to come of our tropical entity and this boundary? We're going to have a look at that coming up. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, seeing the rain. The rain is pretty light right now. The heaviest stuff is offshore for us right now. And we do have some of those flash flood warnings into Texas. That includes Laredo and Rio Bravo. We have that until 8 a.m. Heavy rain here, 3 to 5 inches has fallen in just the past 6 hours, and it's still coming down. As we go through the day today, we are going to see everything move east. We have that daytime heating. We've got some gnarly cells that are going to fire up. We can see more flash flood warnings. Can't rule out a severe thunderstorm warning. And notice how everything lingers right in this vicinity here as we head into our Friday and Saturday. And then we'll see what happens with what could become Imelda. Storms in and around Atlanta on and off as we head throughout the day and into the evening hours. We have very dramatic rain happening right now in places like Rhode Island. We'll get to a zoomed-in version of that for a second. But first, let's look at the airports. Airport delays right now. Philadelphia, we've got low clouds. Boston, this is due to construction, not necessarily due to the weather. And then Pittsburgh, also some trouble there at the airport with all the rain coming in. No reports of turbulence right now, but I wouldn't be shocked if we got them later. We do have not only a low-level jet screaming into the area, but upper-level winds as well. And so that means that wind speed is going to be a little different and quite fast. And so when the plane goes through the layers of the atmosphere, it's going to feel all that, and it's going to be quite bumpy. So delays are certainly a possibility this morning and this afternoon. There's the rain coming on into a bunch of places, but I really want to focus on Providence, Rhode Island, New Kingston. We now have a new updated total of 2.21 inches of rain. And that is because this heavy rain is coming in at 1 to 2 inches. Warning that is crossing over into Massachusetts as well. But notice we do have it here in Cranston, Providence, Warwick. We have a flash flood warning. And then our secondary flash flood warning into Bristol, Fall River, Somerset as well. A very, very intense and tough morning there into Rhode Island. Now, as we zoom out, we have another batch of rain that is covering Pennsylvania, and we do have the threat for thunderstorms and severe weather as we head through the day. As I mentioned, we have that low-level jet. We have the upper-level winds. That's going to cause turbulent weather and turbulent flights. In the south, everything's okay right now, but this afternoon we could run into some issues. A little bit of turbulence could be found possibly here over the Gulf. But Jim, with these thunderstorms throughout the day, that could make for a bumpy ride here for a lot of flights and also a lot of drivers.
Yeah, especially in southern Georgia.
Steph.
So we want to look back at Hurricane Helene and remember that we had rain before we had the Helene moisture coming in. I want to show that to you. This is a big piece of upper level energy that is sweeping east. Now, this is on the 24th, all right, and moving into the 25th. That is your moisture getting into western North Carolina. This is Helene. Helene made landfall around 11:30 on the 26th. So we're getting a rain event ahead of the moisture coming up from Helene. And then that, of course, just exacerbated the situation and caused a lot of problems. Over 2,000 documented landslides. And we had not only the rain, but also the wind as well. The highest peak was on Mount Mitchell, which gusted over 100 miles an hour. But of course, that's at the top of a mountain. There's the path of Helene. It wasn't just North Carolina and Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee saw a lot of devastation. And of course, the heaviest rainfall into the mountains because you push all of that air up these mountains and you can squeeze out 20, even 30 inches of rain in some instances, giving us not only record rainfall, but all that record flooding that we saw here on several rivers, including the Swananoa. And notice all the flash flood warning. As I mentioned, this was not just a Florida thing or a North Carolina thing. We had 160 or more flash flood warnings and then 34 flash flood emergencies. 30 of those issued on the 27th, which of course is a day after landfall, the most recorded in one day. That is the worst type